Sneha here. I hope all of you are keeping safe and sound and healthy and peaceful. So, today I am absolutely happy and also a bit nervous because this is something a little critical that I will be sharing with all of you today. I will be talking about how I fought, my COVID battle. So this is definitely something that comes in with a lot of understanding and care and caution. So make sure that you watch the entire video to understand different aspects of how I fought COVID-19 naturally. Yes, so almost more than 2 weeks from today, I had few symptoms of COVID. It started with a slight fever and headache. I just took some rest, but it went on further, and I started feeling some soreness in my throat. That's when I got an alarm sign, and I realized that this is something to do with the pandemic which is going on. So the feeling in my throat was something like if you had something from the fridge which is really cold, after that what kind of feeling that goes in our throat, it was the same thing. Later on, my husband was also diagnosed with COVID, and we got our test done. As and when it progressed after 2 or 3 days, the fever sort of almost came down, and then there were other things like there was loss of taste. I could not feel the taste of the food. I couldn't even smell food. There was a lot of fatigue during this entire period. So these are the symptoms in general that I felt. Now, coming to the main part of what I want to share with all of you, because I'm sure all of you know what are the symptoms of developing COVID-19. But what did I do? So let me talk about what are the things that I did in my daily routine. The first and the most important thing is I told myself that I don't have to panic. Because the minute you know that you are down with COVID, especially after you see your report, then you are all on fire that, oh my god, this has happened, what would I do, what will happen to me, will happen to my family, how will I go about this, because things are going to be insecure, you're not going to be at work, etc., etc. So I told myself it's okay, and definitely the body is designed to fight any infection if we understand what the body needs at that particular point, and we do it with a lot of mindfulness. So first is not to panic. I told myself I don't have to panic. The second thing that I did was, of course, isolating myself, wherein I had complete physical and mental rest. I was off work, and I also made sure that at least for those 3-4 days until things were really different and difficult, I made sure that I got a lot of rest. And apart from that, I made sure that I was taking steam. So taking steam with natural herbs like long, that is clove and ajwain. These are few things that really help, and when you take steam, you need to breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. So do this for at least twice in a day, because it was summer, so I didn't overdo it. I did it twice in a day, and it was pretty much helpful. And after that, I made sure that I did my breathing practices, my pranayam, because of course you have that slight difficulty in breathing, and there's a lot of stress underneath that might come up with all the thoughts that are going inside, about the pandemic, or about what's happening outside, or about your life in general, many things. So I made sure that I did my breathing practices and meditation, and not to forget positive affirmations, because positive affirmations really work well when there is a lot of sense of insecurity and fear. So I consciously told myself that my immunity system is strong, I am going to get through this very easily and peacefully. So I kept telling myself mentally, and you don't have to do it mechanically, otherwise it is not going to work. You have to believe in it and tell yourself, like a positive affirmation about 9 times. Especially you're doing this after breathing practices or before you go to sleep is really very effective. And apart from that, I made sure that I did a lot of walking inside the house. After, of course, I felt that my energy level was better, so I made sure that I walked inside the house for getting that better blood circulation and making sure that I'm just having some movement throughout the day. So these are few things that I did in my daily routine. When it comes to my diet, I made sure that I follow what my body is asking, because when you have a loss of taste and smell, तो naturally हमें कुछ खाने का मन नहीं करता है, right? So I think this is sort of a intelligence of our body which tells that कि you're down with an infection and the body needs all the energy to fight that infection. So it's better that you keep your food really light and eat only if you're hungry, so that the body has all the time and the capacity to keep to fight against that infection which is there, and to make sure that all the energy is directed that side. So I made sure that I eat only when I'm hungry, and I included fruits in my breakfast, especially papaya and pomegranate. We all know papaya is a great source of vitamin C, a lot of other minerals, and a pomegranate, of course, is a really rich antioxidant. So both of these fruits, because they are there is very less chance of them forming mucus. And few of these tips were given by few mentors, which I think I'm really thankful to them for that. And apart from fruits, I also made sure that I had tulsi tea or some form of kashaya, because it is summer. I didn't add too many things, because I have a body which generally gets heated up very fast. So I made sure that it was with probably tulsi or a little bit of ginger. My husband even tried long, long tea, which long, that is clove, just about 1 or 2 in 300 ml of water. That really helped in keeping his sore throat, and I think even that worked wonderfully for sore throat if you have. And there are a lot of other kashayas that you can try. Make sure you don't overdo it, probably once or twice in a day. Or lukewarm water with lemon works wonderfully. Absolutely simple to do when you have really less energy, I think. Yes. And when it came to my meal, I kept it really simple, like probably khichdi, vegetable khichdi, excuse me, vegetable khichdi, or light soups, and that's about it. So it was really a very very simple meal, which I think is something that we need to follow when we are down with a fever or an infection. So the first 2-3 days were really challenging when the fever was a little high, but I made sure that I give myself that rest and give myself the light food and the positive energy that was needed mentally. So instead of though there were a lot of other suggestions from different people who are of course well wishers, that probably take a medicine so that the fever comes down and stuff, but I sensed that it was something that my body was able to cope with. So I made sure that I didn't take any single medication during this whole 14 days. I didn't take a single medication to get rid or fight COVID actually. And I think this is really amazing. And how did I do it? Actually, this is what this is the hard work of the last 5, 6, 7 years, or a lot of years before, because I consciously made sure that I want to improve my health, I want to improve my lifestyle, because a lot of people, when we think of COVID or when you're down with COVID, we start thinking of how do I improve my immunity, and we start eating things that will help us probably improve our immunity, but we forget that it's really a long term thing. You need to do this as a lifestyle in terms of improving your health, improving your lifestyle. Make sure that your sleeping patterns are good, make sure that you eat light meals, make sure that you are in tune with nature. All these things count a lot, because you build your immunity not in a day, not in a month, but over years. So please make sure that you start working on your lifestyle right from today and start making those positive changes. I'm sure all of you know what is healthy, what is good for us. Everybody knows, but we are not able to do this, and we need to start doing it right today. Apart from this, I think a few things that I would really like to share. Number one was the support that we get from our parents or from our loved ones. Our partner is really is really like a strong pillar at this point, because sometimes you might feel sort of depressed. So I think that played a very important role, because you get cheerful when you talk to them, and when they're giving you all the positive energy, the care and the affection, that we are there for you, so you don't worry. I think that was really important. I consider myself really lucky for that, and I'm so grateful that I was able to receive that love and care. When it comes to cousins, family members, neighbors, and all people around, I think we all need to be really sensible at this point. And I had a lot of my cousins and friends calling up and finding out how are you and all of that. And I think this is really good, because at that point, when people care for you, they remember you, you feel so good and you feel so grateful. And this gratefulness and that happiness itself, inside makes you more healthier, and makes all your cells like, oh my god, come on, let me just fight this and get back. So I think we all, instead of keeping away from them, of course, because it is a contagious disease, we want to make sure that we are in caution, we are taking all the precautions. But with phone or through video calls, just this will just make the person's journey a little more easy. So don't boycott people with covid. You just need to make sure that you're of course spreading that care and love, even if it is through phone or anything. So that is something that I'm really grateful to my cousins, friends, family, all of them. And as I said, last but not the least, please start working on your health today. And when you work on your immunity or your health, it is not just one pillar that you want to pick up. If you think you are exercising 1 hour in a day and that is enough for you to build your immunity, definitely not. Because if you have constantly keep getting fever, and you get cold and cough, and you find it difficult to recover, then it is just a sign that your body is not functioning well. So get these signals and start working on improving your holistic health, your health in whole. And having said that, of course, it's also really important to make sure that you are in touch, preferably with your family doctor, with the doctor who knows you, from quite some time. So I also want to convey that it doesn't mean that you have to fight covid naturally, because I did. I was able to do it, thankfully, because of all the hard work that has gone in, giving at all the time and all the necessary steps that probably I had taken, for improving my health, which I'm really grateful to people around, because without them, definitely that was important. But if you do already have any complications, or have any symptoms where you feel it is going beyond, then definitely it's always better to stay in touch with a family doctor, preferably, so that you things don't go out of hand. So stay safe, stay healthy, and be mindful. And as I said, start working on your immunity today. And how do you start doing that? Just make sure that you go to bed right in time and with the right mindset. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.